Over break, our control room was revamped and new changes were made here at VUTV.
We also had an interview with Officer Chuck Garber about the upcoming polar plunge.
Snowy day here in Valparaiso yesterday. Find out how long winter will last coming up.
We have that and more. This edition of 15 News at 5 starts right now.
Thank you for joining us on 15 News at 5. I'm Blake Harms.
I'm Heather Bricka. New year, new control room. Over break, our control room was renovated. We want to thank our faculty advisor, Ron Blatz, for spending his winter break tearing out the old control room and installing new equipment. Thank you so much for your hard work and everything that you do to help us.
The polar plunge is coming up. We talked to Chuck Garber, the Valparaiso Plunge Director, to learn more about the event.
For the last 10 years, I've been blessed to work with Special Olympics. And part of it, behind the scenes, I get to work with the athletes. I've been amazed what Special Olympics do to help develop these athletes in leadership, self-confidence. And the athletes has really taught me a lot. They're not filled with a bunch of biases. They don't care who you are. They just really get along with everybody. So the signature fundraiser for Special Olympics is polar plunges. There's several sites across Indiana, and Valpo is one of them. This year, our Special Olympics polar plunge is February 15th. Start time will be 10:30 for registration, and the plunge will actually start at noon. After that, we'll have our after splash bash. So there's a bunch of ways that you can help donate Special Olympics through the polar plunge. Besides plunging, you can be a virtual plunger where you just pledge money. You can donate money for a particular team. You can go to the Valpo Plunge 2020 webpage and pick a team that you can donate on their behalf. Or if you have a student or a friend, you can donate under their name. So I invite all of our students, staff, community members, join us for Freezing for a Reason. It is a great cause.
The annual Trivia Fundraiser Night is coming up soon. The event will be taking place on Monday, February 17th at 7 p.m. in the ballrooms. Any staff, faculty, or student can form a team and participate. The registration fee is $10 per person or $100 per group of 10. All the funds will be going to the Dr. Bill Marion First Generation Scholarship. To register, stop in at the Office of Multicultural Programs or call the OMP at 219-464-6769.
Well, currently we are at peak flu season here in the U.S. according to the CDC. There have been over 19 million flu cases in the U.S. What are the best ways to stay healthy during this active flu season? Your best chance at staying healthy is by getting the flu vaccine. You should also be washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds to prevent the spread of illness and avoid contact with those who are sick. If you have the flu, stay away from public places until you are feeling better to avoid spreading the flu more. Cover your coughs and sneezes and avoid touching your face, mouth, and nose. Make sure to regularly clean commonly used surfaces such as desks, doorknobs, and light switches to disinfect them. And finally, if you are feeling sick, make sure to contact a medical professional to prevent further complications.
Student Senate will be hosting a forum to discuss complaints that they have been receiving about visitation policies and about dining services. The forum will begin on Tuesday, February 11th, tomorrow at 7 p.m. in the community room of the library. So don't forget to come out and make your concerns known.
Well, this week's poll is out. What is your favorite movie genre? Is it romantic, horror, comedic, or action? You can head on over to our Twitter page after the broadcast to cast your vote. We have 15 at 5 weathers, Nick Rakowski, in the studio today to tell us about our upcoming weather. So Nick, when will the sun come out again?
Well, Blake, the sun will probably come out tomorrow, but not for long. As you can see here in Valpo, we are still cloudy after that snowfall that did occur yesterday. Our current temperatures around the region are sitting around 32 degrees, so we still have those freezing temperatures sticking around, so not much snow melt will occur for the rest of the night. As we take a look at what is remnant of Lamont that came through our region, as you see, there's still rain out to the east of us, and then there's a little bit of snow up into Maine. As we go into our overall tonight temperatures, it's going to be cloudy, low of 26. And as we go into tomorrow, mostly sunny, high of 34. So we should have a pleasant day before that snowfall comes back on Wednesday. Blake, Heather, back to you.
All right, thanks, Nick. Well, the first U.S. citizen has been killed by the coronavirus.
And disastrous weather has been hitting the United States from coast to coast. Stick with us.
Valparaiso University, where passion meets purpose.
Chinese authorities are slowly trying to slow the rapid spread of the coronavirus. Mainland China suffered its deadliest day yet, with the death toll rising above 720 on Friday. An American citizen is now among the dead. As Meredith Wood reports, travelers returning to the U.S. from the danger zone are under quarantine.
The United States Embassy in Beijing confirms a U.S. citizen has died from the coronavirus, marking the first known coronavirus-related death of an American. The 60-year-old patient died at a hospital in Wuhan, China on February 6th, embassy officials said on Saturday. Some 800 people, including U.S. citizens, their immediate family members, and permanent legal residents, were evacuated from Wuhan.
I'm being evacuated via a chartered plane that my country has sent to take us out. Oh my gosh. What?
The two evacuation flights are likely the last, according to State Department officials. Both landed Friday, one destined for San Diego, California, the other for Omaha, Nebraska. All the evacuees will remain under a 14-day mandatory quarantine, which started the day they left China, as health officials monitor them for symptoms.
And you can see in the back, there's 2 tents set up in this compound that they will provide any emergency medical cares here.
Cruises are also under scrutiny. In New Jersey, health officials screened more than 24 passengers and took 4 to the hospital for further evaluation after a 12-day trip. Royal Caribbean has delayed the ship's next scheduled departure. The company says it's ramping up sanitation efforts as a precaution. I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
More than 130 cases of the coronavirus have been confirmed aboard a cruise ship docked in Japan, making it the single most highest concentration of infected people outside the mainland of China. Officials across 28 countries and territories have confirmed nearly 35,000 cases worldwide and at least 724 deaths total.
Unstoppable forces are creating catastrophes from sea to shining sea. Avalanches, raging floods, whiteouts, wild, unpredictable weather is crippling communities across America. Andy Rose has the latest.
An unstoppable force barreling down a mountainside. An avalanche triggered by state crews in Utah, taking out everything in its path, shutting down several mountain roads.
Gonna go home.
You're not going home on this road, sir. Sorry.
Whiteout conditions made for treacherous driving in Colorado.
Now, you can barely see that car that is only about 15 feet away from me.
All this wind was blowing. I didn't see anything, and I was stopping, and the car was moving this way till it stopped over there.
Shutting down nearly 50 miles of Interstate 70, a main artery for travel across the state.
There's a bunch of semis over there stuck.
High winds and heavy snow have been so dangerous, even ski resorts had to shut down. Roads turning to rivers, and floodwaters engulfed entire communities in Washington state.
This is the worst we've ever seen.
And in Oregon, heavy rains and warmer temperatures melted sitting snow, triggering dangerous and destructive fast-moving floodwaters.
It rains like crazy, you know it's going to flood, you get groceries.
This keeps up for another 2 or 3 days, then you begin to wonder where's the water level going to stop.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
It's history made in WWE as the company names its first full-time African-American female referee. On Wednesday, World Wrestling Entertainment signed Aja Smith to its roster. In a WWE video, Smith calls it the quote, greatest moment of my life. She also calls it an honor to have the platform as a female and also of color. Smith later tweeted, "Let's change the world, #BlackGirlMagic." She makes this move from a wrestling career. Under the name Aja Pereira, she competed across US, Japan, and Mexico, winning 2 championships. In her new role, Smith will referee WWE matches to be televised on the USA Network. Smith is WWE's second female referee, following Jessica Carr in December.
Well, some South Carolina students will get to celebrate prom after all, thanks to the Carolina Panthers. North Central High School in Kershaw was seriously damaged after a tornado swept through it a few weeks ago. The school is trying to prepare the football stadium for graduation, but it was unclear if juniors and seniors would have a venue for prom. Then on Friday, the Carolina Panthers came to the rescue. Team representatives surprised students. They offered the Atrium Health Zone indoor practice facility for the dance. Sarah Bowers is a junior and Star Shaw is a senior at the school.
I was like, this can't be real. I was speechless. I was shocked. I was like, our senior prom is going to be held in Charlotte at the practice field of Carolina Panthers. That is unbelievable.
Coming up after the break, Nick Rakowski will have your full forecast.
And we'll take a look at this past week's Crusader sports. Stick with us.
Spark a new idea. Spark a desire to learn. Spark a passion for exploring the field of STEM as we go beyond the final frontier and explore the latest in virtual reality and artificial intelligence. We will play with robots and maybe make a mess or two. For the show keeping you up to date on everything in the world of science, technology, and innovation, join us Friday evenings at 7 p.m. on VUTV Channel 15 or online at valpovutv.org/sparked.
As we take a look at our weather headlines, we have a mild Tuesday in store. Our first chance of snow again this week is for Wednesday, 3 to 5 inches possible there, and then we'll have a very cold end to our week. So as you take a look at our snowfall from yesterday, as you can see, there wasn't really much in the realm of heavy snowfall, a little bit just to mix up the roadways and do bad stuff with travel. Our current temperatures around the region It's 32 around our region. Warm spots at Chicago. Everywhere else is around freezing, so watch out for slick spots along the roadways. As you take a look at our regional temperatures, Minneapolis at 29, Sioux Falls at 29. You have your warm spots in Nebraska and Kansas with Kansas City, even though Kansas City is in Missouri, my bad. Omaha 43, North Platte 44. And if you take a look at the radar around here, everything is clear, but as we move out to where Lamont is remaining, as you can see, there's just rain pretty much near Boston, New York. Halifax has a little bit of snow and rain along with them. And as we take a look at our next system it's out here down in Arizona and a parts of Texas where there's our next system coming in tomorrow. So as we take a look for our daily planner for Wednesday, we're going to be clear until around noon. Snow starts to pick up around 4. You'll see your heaviest snowfalls around 8. For tonight, a low of 26, cloudy. Tomorrow, high of 34, mostly cloudy. And as we take a look at our 7-day forecast, as you can see, those snowfalls do come on Wednesday into Thursday morning. Valentine's Day is going to be a very, very chilly one. So bundle up when you're going out with your special one. Special one, yes. It's going to be cold, but I see a warm-up coming next week, maybe back up into the 40s, so that snow probably won't stick around.
I mean, relatively warm speaking. Like 40
Well,
degrees
for February,
is not really that warm.
Well, for February, it's really warm,
I mean,
especially
true.
compared to last year with our polar vortex.
So it seems like we have one more event with some bad travel on the way, and then after that, things get a little easier.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
We still need our jackets, though.
Yeah,
So
you'll still
that's
need
the
your
important
jackets.
detail there.
All right.
Well, thanks, Nick. After the break, we'll have a recap of this past week's Crusader sports.
Well, I think that's all we need. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch.
Okay, this is it. Just shake his hand and walk out with your head held high. Don't mess this up.
Thank you. Nailed it.
Don't let a bad handshake get in the way of getting the job you want. Find out more at the Career Center.
Men's basketball dropped a pair of games this week, first hosting UNI on Wednesday. After falling behind by 20 in the first half, the Crusaders were unable to fight their way back against the first-place Panthers. Yesterday, the Crusaders lost a close one against Loyola Chicago. With 11 seconds remaining, Valpo turned the ball over with a chance to tie or take the lead. Women's basketball had a much more successful week, winning a pair against Evansville and Indiana State, both at home. After going into halftime down 2 against the Purple Aces on Thursday, the Crusaders turned it on in the second half, outscoring Evansville by 20 to win 72-54. After finding themselves down 4 after the first quarter on Saturday, the women's basketball team once again got it going, outscoring the Indiana State Sycamores 17-0 in the second quarter and didn't look back. They were led by senior Grace Hales, who had 14 points. Grace surpassed 1,000 career points last week and was honored before the game. Valpo forced 31 turnovers, the most since 2003, and they will look to continue that winning streak on Friday when the women travel to Peoria, Illinois to face Bradley. Valpo softball had a jam-packed weekend down at the Houston Invitational and finished with a winning record after 5 games in 3 days. Freshman Ryan Milskowski delivered a game-winning RBI in the first game Friday evening, and Easton C provided a strong performance Sunday against UMass Lowell, a team who had scored 21 runs in the previous 4 games. Next up, the softball team heads to Boiling Springs, North Carolina for the Run and Bulldog Tournament at Gardner-Webb, playing another 5 games over 3 days starting Friday morning.
Pretty busy stretch for Valpo Athletics. Tough loss yesterday at Loyola for the men's basketball
Definitely
team.
was. A lot of people have their opinions on that final play. Was it a foul? Was it not? Unfortunately, Valpo's in a tough stretch against some of the top teams in the Valley. They're going to have to start getting some wins.
Yeah,
at least it was a close game, though.
Yeah,
so
it was.
There's that.
Well, thank you, Colin. After the break, Nick will have a final look at your weather forecast.
In a world where entertainment is at risk, one man is given a mission, but he is about to face his biggest challenge yet. He will race against the clock and open doors to new possibilities that will save weekends as we know it.
What are you doing?
I'm looking for free movies.
Oh, I'll help you with that.
Just go to movies.valpo.edu. They have all the best movies, including The Hobbit and 22 Jump Street.
Whoa, it's that easy?
It's that easy.
Grab some popcorn, grab some buddies, and watch movies.valpo.edu's great selection.
As we take one look back at the 7-day forecast, as you can see, snow for Wednesday, followed by that very cold Valentine's Day, so make sure you bundle up for Valentine's Day whenever you guys are going out. But after that, it looks like we're drying out and warming up.
Nick, you're assuming we're all going out on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Are you going out for Valentine's Day?
No, probably not. I might. No, I might. I might enjoy.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
probably Panda Express for me.
We have a more uplifting question before we get too crazy. I got a question for you. This one comes from a viewer. What is your favorite kind of pet? Is it a cat, dog, or something else?
Can you have a pet koala?
That is up to interpretation.
Because think
I
about
think.
it. All they have to do is sleep and just feed them greens, and you're fine. And they seem all cuddly and cute.
That's a good point.
Well, I'm not too much of an animal person. I did have a tadpole when I was younger. It lived for about a week, so there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a big cat person personally. Yeah, especially black cats.
I knew that about you. You love your cats. I'm not a huge animal person, but if I had to choose one, zebras are my favorite animal. So if I could have one as a pet.
Zebra.
Yeah, pet zebra
I mean,
or
that's a
pet
koala.
alpaca, because I love my alpacas. So, all right. Well, if you have anything, any suggestions, send it to our send it out on our Facebook, our way, or Twitter, and we might answer it. You can send screenshots of forums questions you've been asked or questions that you have yourself. From all of us at VUTV, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on 15 News at 5.